I don't know how to breathe. And neither do you. Crazy statement. But hear me out. We take about 25,000 breaths a day, and that still doesn't stop us from breathing incorrectly.
Wait, what?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Well, it all started when I stumbled on this guy, James Nestor, and specifically his book. It blew my mind. Basically, James and his buddy Olson wanted to see the difference between nasal breathing and mouth breathing. So, they decided to tape their noses shut and only breathe through their mouth for a total of 10 days. You wouldn't believe what happened. They tracked a bunch of different biometrics and they found some interesting results. Snoring went up by about 5,000%. They started seeing a lot more obstructive sleep apnea, and they started waking up at night. Their sleep quality was shit. Basically, their bodies were dying. So then they flipped the script. They did the same exact thing, but this time only breathing through their nose. And boom, they started sleeping better. Their HRV increased by about 150%. Their CO2 levels increased by about 30%. Basically, their bodies were thriving.
So air comes through your mouth, air comes through your nose.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the air coming through your nose?
Okay. So your nose, if you were to take your fist and imagine just pushing it inside of your head, that's about the volume of your nose and all the sinus cavities.
Wait,
So they
what?
even stretch up above your eyes. And they call it the nasal concha because it looks exactly like a seashell. So that air that comes in through the nose is slowed down, it's filtered, it's humidified, and it's conditioned. So by the time it gets to your lungs can absorb that oxygen so much easier.
And it's not just about oxygen. Experts say that nasal breathing can actually influence everything from blood pressure to digestion to bone structure and even posture. And it gets very, very interesting when you look at things like breathwork and meditation. Okay, quick interruption. We are on a journey to hit 500,000 subs by August 30th, 2025, so that I can do this as my full-time job. So, if you're enjoying this video, please do me a favor and subscribe. It really helps. Now, back to the video. Here's another shocker. You breathe way too much. And weirdly enough, that actually lowers your oxygen intake. Studies show that slower, more measured breathing actually nourishes the body. All right, that was a lot of information. So let's cover what we've learned so far. Number 1, nose breathing, good. Mouth breathing, bad. Second, less is more. You should breathe less. Now, we've got this information, but how does that really impact our lives? And how can we use it to our advantage? Enter the 5.5 method, often found in ancient prayers and mantra. It's super simple. All you do is inhale through the nose for 5.5 seconds. Then exhale through the nose for about 5.5 seconds. Do this 5 times. This method has shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and help regulate the nervous system. Doing this every day will significantly change your health. The next thing is mouth taping. But not like this. If you are gonna mouth tape, make sure to do it correctly. I like to use medical tape, and I like to put it on vertically, not horizontally. This allows you to still breathe through your mouth if needed. These 2 steps will drastically change your day-to-day health. With the 5.5 method, you'll be able to regulate your hormones, your nervous system, and your physiology. When it comes to mouth taping, you'll be able to get deeper sleep, an increase in HRV, and also train you to nose breathe throughout the day. I mean, think about it. Majority of the breaths you take are during sleep, so do it correctly. That's what the science says. Do these 2 things and it'll drastically impact the way you breathe and actually help you breathe correctly. But is that really true? That's what we're gonna find out next episode. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and consider subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Let me know if you would ever try these 2 habits down in the comments. Are there any other topics you want to learn more about? Let me know down below. But I will see you guys next week.